All praises to the Creator, y'all. So, let's talk. Let's truly talk about this. Y'all downloaded it into me today what it truly meant. Hey, Tritessa, look around you. I will bring you out of this through the dry shot, and when you walk through the fire, y'all, let's read. Isaiah 43:2 is profound biblical promise of divine presence and protection during life's trials, assuring that when passing through waters, overwhelming trials, or fires, serve hardships, believers will not be destroyed or consumed. That's what they taught us. But it's bigger than that. Because they trying to tell us that we're here alone, that there's no such thing as fallen angels, that there's no such thing as Elohim, wicked Elohim. They're trying to tell us it's just self kids and us, and that's it, and we just have to do certain things. But Yah tells us something different. Yah tells us that Yah allows Baal to lead us away from our power of the Creator Yah. Yah allows Baal to do that. And Baal has so many trickeries, so many things. In the first video that I put up this morning is about how they trick us with water rituals. Now, let's talk about these things. Let's truly listen and pay attention. These things are here to lead us away from Yah. If we don't see Yah and we don't seek Yah, we will get trapped by the fowler. We'll be trapped by the fowler. We'll be snared by the fowler. We will fall and cannot get up. But no weapon formed against us will prosper. If we call in the name of Yah, you will be saved. And Yah will show you the traps that are set in front of you. The set traps. Let's truly talk about what the real set traps are. Y'all said in Amos 5. Let's read this again, then we'll go to Amos 5. Isaiah 43:2 is profound biblical promise of divine presence and protection during life's trials. Why would we need divine presence? Unless there's something divine we need to be protected from. See, that's the question that I ask. Why would we need divine presence? Why would we need to call Michael? Why would y'all need to send Michael if there's nothing divine that we needed to battle with? Why would we need the top dog of all angels, the biggest prince, to protect us? Because Levi told us. Let me read it to you. It's in the book of Levi. Let me put my glasses on. Let's truly talk. Let's truly understand and understand what is happening here, people. And y'all showed me last night in that dream. Y'all showed it to me. But that's because I've been calling on the name of Yah, asking Yah to help me, asking Yah to keep me from making decisions that'll do what? Keep me away from the Creator. You know that I pray all day, every day, because I want to walk in the cool of day with Yah. I want to go back into the Garden of Eden, the mountain of Yah, into the congregation. And in order for me to get back in the congregation, I cannot get caught by the snares of the fowler. Can't do that. Y'all got beautiful flowers going right now. I cannot get caught by the snare of the fowler. So in order to not get caught by the snare of the fowler, I got to know what the set traps are. I have to understand and understand what they are, and I need to ask. Call in the name of Yah, and Yah will save you from these set traps. Save you from the snare of the fowler. It's bigger than what we were told. They don't know how to read our books. Only the righteous will be able to read and understand. That's Daniel. Let me get that too. Only the righteous will be able to read, understand, and understand. And the wicked will do wickedly. He will keep walking into the set traps. But the righteous, the wise, will be able to read this and understand and understand. It says in the book of Levi, chapter 5. I am the messenger who intercedes for the nation of Israel, that they may not be utterly smitten, for every evil spirit attacks it. Every evil spirit is a spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. They had us wading through the water. They had us baptizing, sprinkling water. And these are all rituals. What are the rituals? They have us practicing maritime law. Maritime law is a ritual for a deity. Just proved that in the last video. And not without help. Because I've been calling in the Creator's name. Creator Yah, the master of war. We in wartime. You got to call on the master of war to help you fight the battles. I sat, since I did the other video, and sat and truly thought about this. Truly thought about what Yah showed me. Those who call in Yah's name will be saved. And then Yah will do what? Pour into you and let you know where the set traps are. Where the set traps are. And then you will not fall into the snare of the fowler. Every spirit, y'all. It says here, every evil spirit attacks the children of Israel. Then it says over here in Daniel 12, says, go Daniel, for the matters are obscured, and they're sealed until the time of the end. They're obscured. So the truth is obscured, and the only way you can see is seek. The only way you can see how things are obscured, if you seek. You gotta seek. Ask Yah and Yah will show you the truth. That's how David became a man after Yah's heart. After the Creator's heart. The Creator Yah is not Ish, not a man. That the Creator would lie. Creator Yah is not a son of man. They will have to repent for the choices they make. But the Creator Yah brings salvation. Our Creator brings salvation. Only if you ask. The Creator Yah will bring redemption. But only if you ask. The Creator Yah will give you the authority. But only if you ask. And the Creator Yah is the power of Israel. But only if Israel asks. Yah said, I did not tell Jacob to do the things for no reason. Why? Because the snare of the fowler is all around us. It says in Daniel that the matters are obscure. You know what matter is? Do y'all know what matter is? And it says matters It's more than one matter, and they're obscured. They're all around us. We're in the land, and we're in the wilderness of the other nations. And remember, the other nations have spirits over them. Daniel. For the matters are obscured and sealed until the time of the end. And they will be escalated and clarified. They, Yah referred to the matters as they. They, them. Pronouns. They will be escalated, clarified, and refined by many people. And the wicked will act wickedly and more wickedly. And none of the wicked will understand. They will not understand what the matters. What these matters truly are. The matters are the snare of the fowler. I pray this is not going over your head. And y'all, there's no way I could know this without y'all pouring this into me. It's going to be very few. The last call, Amos 5. Let's read this. Then we'll go to Amos 5. But it says, but the wise will understand. What will we understand? We will understand what the snare of the fowler truly is. Let's go to Amos 5. Let's finish reading this. So, when you pass through the waters and the fire, believers would not be destroyed or consumed. Says here, the central promise is that you are never alone. The Creator Yah is present in the midst and not just after the struggle. Waters and rivers symbolize chaotic. The waters and rivers are filled with entities in overwhelming circumstances, while fire represents intense, refined testing. The promise guaranteed that trials will not overwhelm or destroy you, highlighting the Creator Yah's power over the elements and circumstances. Yah is the authority of legions, y'all. Yah is the authority of all the legions. Yah gave them permission to be here to do what? Test us. I said I test. If you love me with all of your heart and all of your soul, you will hearken to my words. I said, the Creator Yah is our Savior and our Creator. Reassure us that the Creator love and protective care. It recalls historical events like the Red Sea crossing, the Jordan River pass. Do y'all notice that Yah never let us walk through that water? Yah always split that water. Yah did it with Joshua, and Yah did it with Elijah. Yah wouldn't let them walk through that water. Why? Because those water, when you wade in the water, there are spirits in that water, and they become attached to you. They become attached to you. It recalls the historical events like the Red Sea crossing and the Jordan River passes and the protection of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So do y'all understand what was going on there? Out of the mouth of the lion like Daniel, through the water like the Israelites, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. The deities in the fire, Yah sent an angel to protect them from the deities in the fire. It wasn't the fire itself. So we need to find out about these deities. Who are they? And what do we need to pray against? Come on. Let's go to Amos 5. Amos 5. Stone edition to knock. see, can we get it? I might just have to do it. Let me see if it'll pull it up here. I might have to do it with mine. No, let's do it with my book. Yo, I finally get what is going on. The spiritual war. And it's this. They sent here to test Jubilees. Let's go to Jubilees and do it. Amos 5. Then we'll do Amos 5. I pray this is not going over your head. So I got both books right here. I truly pray this is not going over your head. So, trying to make it bigger. Put some light on it. Shine some light on that thing. Okay, so first here in Jubilees chapter 10, go over here. It says here that let's start at verse 5. And you know how your watchers, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of commendation. And do not let them bring destruction on the sons of your servant, my power. This is Noah talking to the Creator Yah. This is Noah. Let's read this. Let's read it at the beginning. And on the third week of the Jubilee, the unclean demons began to lead the children of the sons of Noah astray, and to make them to err and destroy them. And the sons of Noah came to their father, and they told him concerning the demons which were leading astray and blinding and slaying his sons' sons. And he prayed before the Creator Yah his power, and said, the power of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown mercy to me, and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as you did the sons of perdition. For your grace has been great towards me, and great has been your mercy to my soul. Let your grace be lifted upon my sons, and do not let the wicked spirits rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But Baruch me and my sons, that they may increase and multiply and replenish the earth. And you know how your watchers, the fathers of the spirits, the father of these spirits, y'all, acted in my day. As for those spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and do not let them bring destruction on the sons of your servant. My power, that says there, my power, God, that's my power. Yah is our power. For these are malevolent and created in order to destroy. And do not let them rule over the spirits of the living, for you alone can exercise dominion over them. Do not let them have power over the sons of the righteous from now on and forever. And the authority, our power commanded, the Creator Yah, our authority and our power commanded us to bind all. The chiefs of the spirit, Mastema, came and said to the Creator Yah, our authority, let some of them remain before, and let them listen to my voice. Mastema is the leader of them, aka JC. And do all that I will say to them. For if some of them are not left to me, I will not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. For these are for corruption and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. And the Creator Yah said, let the 10th part of them remain before him. And let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And he commanded that one of us should teach Noah all their medicines. So Noah has a book of medicines. For the Creator Yah knew that they would not walk in uprightness and not strive in righteousness. And we did according to all of the Creator Yah's word. And we bound all the malevolent evil ones in the place of condemnation. And a 10th part of them we left in the place. Why? That they might be subject before Satan on earth. And we explained to Noah all the medicines of their diseases together with their seductions, and how he might heal them with the herbs of the earth and all of their seductions. So they're here to seduce us, to lead us away from the Creator Yah. Now, the last call. That's what that says right there. See, can I get it to focus? The final fall, Amos 5. Hear this pronouncement that I recite over you in lamentation. Lamentation is a prayer. O house of Israel. Israel. This is Israel. Israel has fallen and will no longer rise. Version of Israel. She has been abandoned upon her sword, with no one to lift her up. For thus says the Creator Yah, our power and our authority. The city from which 1,000 people go forth will be left with 100. And one from which 100 people go forth will be left with 10 of the house of Israel. This is the final fall. So there's more than one fall that happened, y'all. Then it says, seek the Creator Yah and live. For thus said the Creator Yah to the house of Israel, seek me and live. Do not seek Bethel, and do not go to Gilgal, and do not traverse Beersheba. For Gilgal will be completely exiled, and Bethel will become nothingness. Seek the Creator Yah and live, lest the Creator Yah burn through the house of Joseph like a fire and consume. Like a fire and consume Bethel with none to extinguish it. O you who turn justice to wormwood and lay righteous upon the ground. The Creator Yah is the one who made the Palisades in the Orient, who turns blackness to morning and darkens the day into night, who summons the waters of the sea and pours them upon the rob one power over the mighty. So he's the one who grants what? Grants what? Yah grants do what? Yah grants a rob one, the power over the mighty. Yah said, call on my name and you'll be saved. How? Over the mighty? Who is the mighty that we're fighting? I'm teaching you who we're fighting today. Who is the spiritual war against today? It's over these demons right here. It's over these demons right here. Where does it say mass demon? Right there. Demons. These spirits. Where are these spirits at? Where's the spirits at? Where's these spirits? The chief of the spirit, mass demon. Where is these spirits at? Y'all told us where they at. We just read it in Isaiah where they at. Then Yah says this. They despise the one who admonishes by the gate, and the one who speaks purely they detest. Therefore, because you trample upon the poor and exact a burden of grain from him, you have built houses and hewed stone, but you will not dwell in them. You have planted delightful vineyards, but you will not drink their wine. For I know your transgressions are many, and your sins are substantial. O oppressors of the righteous person, takers of ransom, who distort the justice of the destitute by the gate. Therefore, a prudent man keeps silent at the time, for it is a time of evil. This is the time we're in now. Seek good and not evil, so that you may live. The Creator Yah, the authority, the power of legions, will indeed be with you, as you said. Despise evil and love good, and establish justice by the gate. What gate? Through the portals. If you establish justice through the portal, who teaches justice? Yah. What is justice? The law. Then perhaps the Creator Yah, the power of legions, will grant favor to the remnant of Joseph. Let me show you this, the favor. What is the favor Yah grants you? What is the favor Yah grants you? What did y'all just say up here? The Creator Yah is the one who what? Where is it at right here? The Creator Yah is the one who grants a robbed one power over the mighty. So what will Yah grant you? Power over the mighty. Who is the mighty? Who is the mighty? Who is the mighty? Right there. But where are they? Where are they? We're looking at it in every way and every day. They're here. This is what Yah wanted me to show the righteous. And it's going to be very few, because there's very few people who hearkens to the words of Yah, that Yah download into me and my sisters. It's very few of you. It's going to be very few. Look, Yah just said it right here. It says, despise evil and love good, and establish justice by the gate. That's the portals. And then perhaps the Creator Yah, the authority, the power of legions, will grant favor to the remnant of Joseph. Therefore, thus says the Creator Yah, the power of legions, the authority. In all plazas will be mourning. In all streets will exclaim. Where is every demon at? Where they at? Y'all just told you where they are. Y'all just told you where they are. Where's these demons at? Where they at? In all plazas will be mourning, and in all the streets they will exclaim, woe, woe. They will call the plowmen to mourning, and those skilled in wailing to lamentation. And in all the vineyards there will be lamentation, for I will pass through your midst, says the Creator Yah. Woe to those who desire the day of the Creator Yah. Why do you seek this day of the Creator Yah? It is darkness and not light. As when a man flees before a lion. What's the lion? That's the New Testament. What's the bear? That is the systems that we are in. That is the what? Maritime laws, all of those. And then he, what? Comes home and leans his hand on the wall, and the snakes bite him. So let's go find out what a snake is. Where's the snake? Now, how did Yah tell you over in the Dead Sea Scrolls? In Dead Sea Scrolls, let's go to that. Now it says right here, Isaiah 11:15. That the specific promise to walk on dry shod through a river appears in Isaiah 11:15. This verse describes the Creator Yah parting Euphrates rivers in 7 shallow streams and allowing the people to cross without getting wet. Why we shouldn't be getting wet? Because that's where those demons are. While Ezekiel focused on the dry bones revival, the images passed through the water on dry signals the divine deliverance. Why do we need divine deliverance? Why do we need divine deliverance? From the water, y'all. Something's there. It's the spirits. Now, let's go. Let's go. Y'all, I pray this is not going over your head. I pray this is not a joke for you. This is not a game for me. This is not for entertainment purposes. This is why it's only going to be a few of us saved. This is why it's only going to be a few of us saved. Why? Because they done taught you there's no such thing as fallen angels. There's no such thing as spirit. It's fairy tale. And I've had people say this to me. They're now teaching that these fallen spirits and stuff is self-children. Why? Because you won't open your mouth up and ask the Creator Yah to burn them off of this earth. You won't do it because you don't think they're real. You won't think there is the seed of the serpent on the earth. You don't think that there's fallen angels. You don't believe that. What you believe? Y'all said it's for the believers that these things are real. And then we will ask for passage, and y'all will grant us what? Says here, y'all will grant the rod ones power over these mighty spirits, the mighty ones. When y'all call with them mighty, when y'all call something mighty, the mighty ones, call you mighty man, mighty one, you are the fallen angel DNA, child. And it sounds like a joke to you. But let me tell you something. Over in Isaiah 41, in 43, Isaiah 43, y'all said we will not be ashamed. You will come with your accusations and everything. Let me go, ooh, if y'all knew. Let me do it in my book. Y'all said you're going to accuse us. You're going to call us all kind of things, names and accusations. And y'all the ones going to be wrong. We are the ones going to end up being right. This is Isaiah 42 or 41. 41. Isaiah 41. Let's go. Y'all done showed me something today. Those who call in the name, we going to be saved. Why? Because we going to believe that y'all done said. It says verse 9. It says in verse 9. But you, O Israel, my servant, Jacob, you whom I have chosen, the offspring of Abraham, who love me, you whom I shall grasp from the ends of the earth, and shall summon from among all its noblemen, to whom I shall say, you are my servant. Remember, Jacob is the women. I have chosen you and not rejected you. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your power. I have strengthened you, even helped you, even sustained you with my righteous right hand. Behold, all who become angry with you will be shamed and humiliated. Those who fight with you shall be like nothingness and shall perish. The men who struggle with you, you shall seek them, but not find them. The men who fight you, they shall be like nothingness and not. For I am the Creator Yah, your power, who grasps your right hand, who says to you, fear not, for I help you. Fear not, O worm of Jacob, O men of Israel, for I help you. These are the words of the Creator Yah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I have made you like new. sharp threshing iron with many blades. You will thresh and pulverize mountains. You will make the hills like chaff. You will winnow them, and the wind will carry them, and the wind will carry them off. A storm will scatter them, but you will rejoice in the Creator Yah, in the Holy One of Israel. You will glory. The poor and the destitute beg for water, but there is none. Their tongue withers from the thirst. I, the Creator Yah, will answer them. Jeremiah 33:3. The power of Israel, and I will not forsake them. I will open up rivers upon the hilltops and springs in the midst of valleys. I will turn the desert into a pond of water, and the parched land into a source of water. In the wilderness, I will set a cedar, a acacia, a myrtle, a pine tree, a cypress, a fir, and a boxwood tree together. Y'all, that's 7 in a desert. So that they should see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Creator Yah has done this, and the Holy One of Israel has brought it about. Then Yah says, bring your quarrel forward. Says the Creator Yah, present your accusation. You're going to be accusing us of all kind of things, being crazy, being demon, being witches, everything. Says the King of Jacob. The King of who? The King of who? Jacob. Let them bring their prophets. Let them tell us what happened. What primal events signify. Tell it, that we may take to heart and know their end, and inform us about the future. Tell us the signs that will come. I always got this person that I truly care about always saying, he always says, let me guess. Is it a sign? The signs that will come later in the later times. And then we will know that you are powers. But you see this lowercase right there. And that you can do good or evil. Together, we would discuss and decide. Who is us? This is the King of Jacob and Yah's servant, my servant Jacob. We're going to get together and discuss. And we're going to see that they are not the powers. You're going to see they are not the powers. Now, let's go look at these things. So we're going to look at some fire deities. Across globe, now the other one was about water. Let's look at the fire, because y'all said you're going to walk over dry shod. Y'all's going to send a wind in and dry it up. And we're going to walk through and not get wet. Then Yah says we're going to go to the fire, and they're not going to be able to touch us. And Yah says over in Amos 5, I will grant the ones who have been trodden down, lied to. I will grant them power over the mighty. Let's go. Across global mythologies, fire deities are revered for their roles in ritual purification, the warmth of the heart, destructive of evil, and the bringing prosperity to craftsmanship and agriculture. Here are the key deities associated with fire rituals, fire signs, and fire prosperity across various cultures. Major global fire deities. Hindi Vek Agni is a primary deity of fire, an essential messenger between humans and other powers. You see, essential messenger, you know that the messenger means angel. Central to Vedic rituals. So let's find out what these Vedic rituals are. See if they're doing them right in our face and we don't realize it. Greek Hesta represents the sacred central fire of the heart in the home, while Hephaestus is a power of the forge, metalworking, and technological fire. Prometheus is honored by bringing fire to humanity. Rome, Vestas, is the goddess of the heart and state fire, while Vulcan is the god of destructive fire and volcanoes. I wonder, is that fire that they have on that darn Statue of Liberty, y'all? Aztec Native American Zectuchali is the deity of fire, heat, and life. Hestioloti is known as the old deity of fire and the heart, and Chantico is the goddess of fire in the home and volcanoes. Japanese Kogushi, and I'm saying these names wrong on purpose, is the deity of fire and volcanoes, while Kojin is the deity of heart, kitchen, and fire. Mesopotamia, Gilbel is the fire deity associated with purification, smithing, and Nukus is the deity of heavenly fire, light, and wisdom. Celtic, Brigid is a heavenly associated with the hearted fire, healing, and pottery, and Belinus is the deity of light and fire. Yoruba, West Africa, Shango is the Orisha of light, thunder, and fire, symbolizing power and justice. Norse, Germanic, Logi is the personification of fire. Armenian, Baghag is the deity of fire and war. Zoroaster, Atar is the holy element of fire and the son of Haru Mazda, like Mazda the car, representing the divine energy. Fire, riches, and prosperity rose. Ritual purification. You know what's coming in my head? Do you know when the Hawaiians, they dance, they put that fire in their mouth and they blow that fire out? And what about dragon's fire? That is coming in my head too. Fire is frequently seen as a purifying agent in Indo-European and Vedic traditions. It is the original mode of sacrifice, carrying offerings to the divine. Heart and home protection. Hesta, Greek, and Vesta, Rome, were central to maintaining the sanctity and safety of the home. How do they do it though? Now I want to know how. How? Craftsmanship and wealth. Hephaestus, the Greek, Vulcan, Rome, represent the economic prosperity that comes from fire-based industries like metallurgy and smithing. Destruction and renewal. Deities like Pele, the Hawaiian, are associated with volcanoes, representing the intense transformation and destructive power of fire, clearing the way for new life. With all this information, let's see what rituals they're doing right before our eyes and we don't realize it. Rituals for hearth and home protection in Greek, Rome, Vedic tradition center on sacredness, and of maintained fire, which serves as a divine presence within the house and the community. Greek rituals. In Greece, Heste was honored through daily domestic practice rather than elaborate temple cults. The first and the last offering. Every meal and sacrifice began and ended with an offering to Heste. Families would pour sweet wine libations in the fire and dedicate the richest portion of their food to her. Y'all never told us to do that. Y'all never told us to do that. The emperor naming ceremony. On the 5th or the 7th day after a child's birth, the family carried the infant in a circuit around the heart. This symbolic act officially admitted the child into the house and under Hester protection. Marriage and conifiers. Mothers would light a torch from their own heart to ignite the fire in the daughter's new home. Similarly, colonists took fire from their mother city public heart to establish a new settlement, symbolizing continuity, maintaining the flame. The house fire was never allowed to go out on its own, as this was considered a tragic omen. Is this the menorah? If it did, complex rituals were required to relight from a sacred source, such as the temple of Delphi. Roman rituals Vestas. While similar to Hester's Roman rituals, for Vesta were deeply ingrained in both private and state life. Private household worship. Vesta was worshipped at the family hearth alongside household spirits like peanuts. Families typically toss salted flour, molasses, or bread into a fire at meal times. The state fire. Vestal virgins at the temple vest. 6 Vestal virgins maintain an internal flame that symbolize Roman vitality. They relit their fire annually on March 1st, the Roman New Year, using friction from wood and concentrated sunlight. Vestal Festival, held from June 7th to 15th. This was the only time the temple was open to all women. They would enter barefoot to offer simple food sacrifices on platters. The festival concluded with a ritual cleaning of the temple, and the debris was cast into the Tiber River. So they're doing a fire and a water ritual. Isn't that what they do? Is that what spring cleaning is? Y'all, is that spring cleaning? Vedic ritual and Agni. Vedic ritual for Agni are highly structured and focused on cosmic harmony and environmental purification. Agni, daily fire offering. This essential ritual is performed exactly at sunrise and sunset. Preparation. Practitioner arrange dry cow dung coated with ghee inside a copper pyramid. In a pyramid. Offering. At the precise moment of sunrise and sunset, two offerings of unpolished rice grain and ghee are made in the fire. So they're throwing this in the fire. The mantra. Specific mantras are recited ending with the phrase Adam na mama. Oh, this is not mine. Signifying total surrender of ego. Yagna, sacred sacrifice. Larger fire ceremonies used. Is this what Burning Man is? Ceremonies use specialized altars, kundas, and variety of offerings like herbs, grains, sacred firewood. These are believed to carry prayers directly to the heavens through Agnes' role as divine messenger. Would you like to know more about specific mantras used in ceremonies? Yes. Okay. fraternities. What was the other thing? It was something else. Oh, I know what it was. Is the menorah. Menorah. Hanukkah. What deity is behind Hanukkah? Because I know it's not the greater Yah. We're going to learn today. Y'all said I will grant you. It's a lot of y'all ain't even going to believe none of this. Y'all done been told I'm crazy anyway, so y'all ain't going to believe it. The fire rituals and symbols you mentioned connected ancient beliefs with modern traditions, often evolving from sacred rites into symbols of enlightenment, community, and remembrance. Specific fire mantras and modern rituals. In the Vedic tradition, mantras must be exact for the ritual to be effective. A key modern fire ritual is the Agahorta, performed at sunrise and sunset. The Agahorta mantra. Practitioners often offer unpolished rice and ghee into the fire while chanting. I'm not going to chant that. Translates to the request for the fire agony to grow and in turn help the practitioners and all beings grow, nourish, and ignite their consciousness. Modern letting go ceremonies. Many people today use fire rituals to symbolically release their fear and pain by placing a small piece of wood in fire while speaking their intentions aloud. Y'all, Hawaii fire dance and Pele. The fire dance seen in Hawaii today is often refers to the fire knife dance, which actually originated from Samoan warriors demonstrating battle prowess with war clubs. Pelele, goddess of fire, while fire knife dance is often for entertainment at luau events. The Haka ancient hula is a sacred worship ritual used to honor Pelele, the goddess of the volcano and fire. Symbolizing Pele represents both creation and destruction. Her lava creates new land while destroying what is no longer needed. Offering of flowers and fruit are still made to her to acknowledge her power. The Statue of Liberty and the Olympic torch. Statue of Liberty. The torch is held by Lady Liberty, modeling after the Roman goddess Libertas. Represents enlightenment, aka Lucifer, and the power of knowledge, aka what's that darn book that JC is in? Oh, I can't think of the book right now. I'll think of it. Lighten the way for freedom. And what did we just say? The Magna Carta is the what? We signed the Magna Carta, so what? We can have freedom. Freedom of what? Freedom of the laws of the Creator Yah. The original 1886 torch was replaced in 1986 with a copper flame covered in 24 karat gold. Y'all, I can't make this up. Midas, the deity Midas, that's the Midas touch. Olympic torch relay. Contrary to popular belief, the torch relay was not ancient Greek tradition, but was conceived from the 1936 Berlin Olympics. It symbolized the connection between the ancient and modern times, a message of peace. The flame itself is the light of Olympia, Greece. Olympia is a deity, y'all. Uses a parabolic mirror to focus the sun rays. That's sun worship. Hanukkah and the menorah. Lighting the Hanukkah, an 8-branch menorah with a night servant candle called the shamash, is a central fire ritual. The ritual. Families light one candle per night for 8 nights to commemorate a miracle where 1 day's worth of oil lasted for 8 days during the rededication of the Second Temple of Jerusalem. I believe that's a lie. Religious significance. Hanukkah, also called the Feast of Dedication, is a Jewish holiday celebrating the Maccabees' victory. It is not traditionally associated with a lesser deity, but with the Jewish God Adonai and the miracle of the deal. Do y'all realize that Adonai is not the Creator Yah? Who is Adonai? Who is Adonai? Who is Adonai? I told you what Adonai is. Adonai is Godrel. God. Come on. I told you. The spring cleaning, while not a fire ritual in the sense of burning object, its root often lies in ancient fire-based purification rites, meaning to clear out the old energy of the winter to make room for the new growth spring. Y'all, that's a ritual. Fraternities often use fire in initiations rite to symbolize the light of knowledge, or the eternal bond between members, sometimes accompanied by specific hand signs that mimic flames or light. Come on. Missing rituals. You might also be interested in the Beltane, a Gaelic fire festival marking the start of summer, or the Zoroastrian Astor, where fire is maintained as a symbol of divine energy and purity. Would you like to dive deeper into the Zoroastrian fire temple or explore the theological connections between the ancient Lebanese figures of Elyon and Bel? Yes, I want both. The fire ritual of the ancient world are deeply connected to the concept of divine light and its role in protecting both the home and the state. Zoroastrian fire temples, or the Ashtash Kada. Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest religions where fire, attar, and water are considered agents of ritual purity. The eternal flame. Fire temples are designed to keep a sacred fire burning forever. The highest grade of fire in Atash Baram fire victory is concentrated through a complex year-long process involving 16 different types of fire, including lighting and fire from funeral parade. What the hell is funeral parade? Pyra. The ritual, ceremony, I almost said biochemistry. Priests known as Mobads tend the fire 5 times a day. They wear a cloth mask pattern over their mouth and nose to prevent their breath from polluting the holy flame. Use silver tongues to offer sandwood and other fragrant woods. Sandalwood. Burning sandalwood? Oh my goodness. What does this look like? Sacred ash, the clean white ash from these fires, is given to worshippers who daubs it on their forehead and eyelids as a sign of purification. Let's see what this looks like. Theological connection: El Elyon, Baal, and JC. Ancient Levantine theology suggests complex family of deities that evolved over time. El Elyon and Yahweh. Some archaeological and textual evidence indicate that El Elyon, the Most High, and Yahweh were originally viewed as distinct deities within a large Canaanite pantheon, with El as the father figure, Baal and JC. I told y'all, the Creator Yah and El Elyon are not the same, and y'all calling on the Most High. Y'all not calling on the Creator Yah, and y'all repent for saying that. I'm sorry. Scholars have noted parallels between the Canaanite deity Baal, who was known as a dying and rising deity of storms and fertility, in early Christian depictions of JC. Both figures are associated with the defeat of death and being highly exalted to the right hand of the Father deity. Sacred fire at Olympia and Delphi. Olympia and parabolic mirror. The modern Olympic flame is lit at the ancient temple Hera using a parabolic mirror to consecrate the sun rays. This method ensures that the fire purity by source is directly from the divine sun, the sun worship. While this specific ceremony is modern invention dating back to 1936, it was inspired by ancient practice of maintaining eternal flame at the sanctuary altars. The temple at Delphi, the eternal flame of Hestia, was said to burn within the temple of Apollo of Delphi, allegedly lit by Apollo himself. This heart of Greece provided the sacred fire for new colonies inside the temple, as constant pine wood fire was tended by women of Delphi. Man, where did I see this before? This Delphi thing. I saw that somewhere. While the priestess, the Pythia, perform ocular rituals. Now I got to see what they doing. See what these hoes doing. Heart protection, Hesite, Greek, and Vestarum. These goddesses, these deities represent the heart of the home and the lifeblood of the state. Domestic rituals. In ancient Greece, the heart was the threshold where the biological birth became a social fact through Amphiphrodite ceremony, where an infant was carried around the fire. Where did I see that at? Might have been in a movie. Vesta in Rome. For Rome's, Vesta was the deity of both the private heart and the state fair. The state fire. The Vestal versions, I didn't say that for no reason. Something about the state fair that they do in any of these state fairs, were a unique priesthood responsible for ensuring the eternal flame never went out, as its extinction was believed to signal the fall of Rome. If the fire did go out, it had to be relit using pure sunbeams and a mirror. Wow. Vedic fire mantras. Vedic rituals are highly precise and focus on the transformative power of Agni. Mantra of offering. In the daily rituals like the Ag Hortora or a common mantra chanted while offering ghee is meaning unto Agni, it offered this. This is not mine. Modern honors. Today, these rituals are often performed for environmental purification and personal mindfulness, with practitioners focusing on the inner fire of the consciousness. Would you like to explore specific Arabic cultures of these ancient temples to see more modern day examples for fire festivals like that tonight? Yes, I would. And I'd like to know some other things too. Sigma Delta Phi. That's where I seen that at. On one of those buildings. Those sororities. That's where I seen that at. The ancient structures you are asking about vary significantly from modern churches. While the churches are designed for congregational worship, ancient fire temples were often focused as on a central sacred flame and restricted inner sanctuary. Architecture, architecture, they what they look like and where they are. The temple vested around this temple was circular, tholos, a unique design in Rome intended to represent the primitive round hut or the earth and heavens. It sat on a high podium with 20 Corinthian columns and a dome roof with a vent for smoke to escape from the sacred fire. The temple of Apollo, Delphi, a grand Doric rectangular structure with 6 columns in front and 15 on the sides. It's famous for the athon, a restricted inner chamber where the oracle sat. Zoroastrian fire temples, they a mare. Historically, they often follow the charted design, a square chamber with 4 arches supporting a dome. Unlike grand cathedrals, modern ones, like in the place like Yaddas, Iran, are often modest, single-story buildings emphasizing simplicity and central fire. The temple versus modern churches, most of these sites are archaeological ruins rather than functional religious buildings like the modern churches. The temple Vesta and the temple Apollo are strictly historic ruins like the Roman Forum and the Delphi, Greece, respectively. Zoroastrian's fire temple are still active places of worship, primarily in Iran and India, where they are called agoraries, but also in cities worldwide with Zoroastrian communities. Delphi, the site and rituals. Who is Delphi? The Greek mythology, Delphi was the name of the site, not a person. It was established where Apollo supposedly killed the serpent Python. Pythia's rituals. The priestess Pythia would enter the athon, sit on a tripod over a sacred fissure, and inhale vapors believed to be Apollo's breath, which induced a trance for her to deliver prophecies, kind of like the medicine men and the Indians in the teepees. Would be a round thing they would sit and smoke the peace pipe. The eternal fire of Delphi, a constant pine wood fire, was maintained in the temple by the women of Delphi, symbolizing the sacred heart of all Greece. Turn 2. Rome fire rituals and sun mirrors. If the eternal flame of Vesta went out, it was considered a dire omen of national disaster to relight it, and the Vestas used parabolic mirrors or the scapium to focus pure sunbeams onto a piece of combustible wood, ensuring that the new fire came directly from the divine source rather than human friction. Turn 2. The Zoroastrian ritual versus the Eastern Star. The Zoroastrian purity priests wear a padded mouth mask to prevent their breath or saliva from polluting the fire and use silver tongs to place wood precisely in the flame. Turn 2. Eastern Stars comparison. The Order of the Eastern Star and the Masonic related organization. While they use light and candle symbolic such as the 5-pointed star, their rituals are centered on biblical heroines rather than the literal maintenance of the sacred. Consecrated fire like the Zoroastrian Ashes per ram. Would you like to see a map of the Zoroastrian fire temple and more modern fire festival of Babylon? Modern American fire rituals are largely civic and symbolic rather than theological. While they lack the specific deities of ancient traditions, they preserve many of the same core functions, honoring leaders, ensuring national continuity, and purifying the land. The White House, a national symbol, unlike the Roman and Greek temples, the White House does not have house the the White House does not house a sacred eternal flame. However, the fire remains a potent historical and cultural symbol for the building. Symbolic rebirth. The 1814 burning of the White House by the British is often framed as a baptism by fire. The nation's resilience is described as rising from the ashes, mirroring the theme of civic renewal foundation in ancient fire rituals. It was a ritual, y'all. The modern heart. Fireplaces in the White House today serve as decorative and comfort room. While none of the religious hearted like Hesty, they are centerpieces for fireside chats and diplomatic meetings, maintaining the heart ancient role as a site for community and deliberation. John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame. The closest American equivalent to the Eternal Flame of Rome and Delphi is JF Kennedy Eternal Flame at Arlington National Cemetery. That was a ritual. The lighting ritual, lit by Jacqueline Kennedy on November 25th, 1963. The flame was inspired by the tomb of the unknown soldier of Paris. This mirrors the ancient practice of transferring fire from one sacred site to establish another. Y'all, we got to pray against this stuff. And we sit and allow this, and we don't say nothing against it, and we don't ask y'all to get them when they're violating the laws on our land. Remember, y'all spread us to the four corners of the earth. We have the right to ask for them to get off of our land and stop practicing this wicked stuff on our land. We have the right to. That's why y'all showed me. We in the house with these deities. They all around us. I knew it was something about them. I kept praying, y'all. It's the White House. It is our political system. We're still in the same house with it. And we have to ask for it to be destroyed, to be burned, to be cleaned away by the fire of Yah. Yah said, I'm going to send a wind. And we have to ask for it. We got to ask for it. Technical purity. While the ancient Romans used sunbeams mirror to relight their fire, JFK flame would use a sophisticated electric igniting system with a flashing spark to automatically relight the gas if it's extinguished by wind or rain. Maintenance. Just as the Vestal Virgins and the Zorus priests tend their flames, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers maintains the JFK burner to ensure it remains an everlasting symbol of the president's spirit. Y'all, that was a ritual that we watched on national news, and we still watch. That was a ritual. Native American sacred fire. Indigenous tradition and American are much more closely aligned with the ancient Vedic and Zoroastrian concepts of fire as a living entity. Spiritual communications. For many tribes, fire is relative. They carry prayers to the Creator. Strict ritual rules, similar to Zoroastrian priests, uses civil tongues and mass. So Native American traditions like the Mashpee Wampum prayer fires require the dedicating of a firekeeper. No one else may touch the fire and stay overnight, and only specific offerings like tobacco are allowed. Renewal cycles, y'all. We're Israelites. Renewal cycles. The tribes often mark the end of a season cycle by extinguishing old fires and igniting a new one. Y'all, this is a ritual. A direct parallel to the Roman New Year ritual of relighting the vestal fire or dropping the ball. Divine protection messenger. Primary goal, national remembrance. Spiritual connection prayer. Sunbeams mirrors ritual prayer to relighting. Automated spark efficiency. Cultural renewal fire keeping. Vestal virgins, priests, caretakers, engineers, park services, tribal fire keepers. Y'all see what's going on our land? offerings, ghee, flower libations, wreaths and flowers, tobacco and sacred things. That's why they all around the land on these holidays they put wreaths and all kinds of things all over the place. And Thanksgiving they put wreaths up. During the Christmas they put wreaths up. They put wreaths everywhere for the Easter and all these different things. Would you like to explore modern external flame across U.S. and more about archaeological evidence of ancient American fire temples? Yes. Yes, because what did y'all tell Joshua to do? To go destroy? And y'all tells you over that we're gonna be a flame? Jacob's gonna be a flame. The intentional use of Roman architecture in American political institutions is often paired with a complex, though sometimes debated, relationship with celestial alignments and fire rituals. Celestial alignments in American architecture, y'all, they doing water rituals and fire rituals to keep this land. They're doing water rituals and fire rituals to keep this land. They were not allowed to do this in our land no more. And since y'all sent us to the four corners of the earth, everywhere that our feet touch is now our land. And I'm requesting y'all to listen to my plea, to cry out against the abominations on the earth, the water rituals of these deities, and the fire rituals of these deities. I pray that they can no longer touch the land that belongs to your children, to the righteous. We pray this to our power, our authority, the Creator Yahweh, Yahweh, HalleluYah. Hallelujah. Bring out the master war. Woo! The intentional use of Roman architecture in American political institutions is often paired with complex, though sometimes debated, relationship with celestial alignments and fire rituals. Celestial alignments in American architectures. While ancient temples were strictly aligned with stars for agriculture and religious cycles, American neoclassic cities like Washington, D.C. often blend these ancient principles with enlightening ideals. It's the same damn thing. The Federal Triangle in Virgo. Research popularized by author like David Overton suggests that Washington, D.C. layout, specifically the triangle formed by the Capitol and the White House and the White House Monument, may be aligned with the stars Regulus, Arcturus, and Spica, which frame the constellation Virgo. Sunset alignments. On August 10th each year, the sun sets directly over Pennsylvania Avenue when viewed from the Capitol, an event some link to the rising of the constellation Virgo. Y'all, we need to pray against this. You're renewing the rituals then. We need to pray against the power of renewal of these powers, and that these powers lose their rights over this land. The Capitol Zodiac. Inside the Capitol buildings itself, the Bermuda corridors features painted image of the zodiac, though historians often attribute this to traditional neoclassic ornamentations rather than direct astronomical ritual. It is a fucking ritual if you did it. archaeological evidence of ancient American fire temples. Long before European influence, indigenous civilizations in North America built sophisticated planned cities that utilized fire and astronomical alignments. Chihoka, Illinois, the largest pre-Columbian city north of Mexico, features a wood hedge, a circle of timber posts that acted as a sun calendar to align with the rising sun during the solstice and equinox. Mississippian burning ritual. Archaeological evidence at Choco suggests the presence of ritual burning, where specific structures were cleaned out and ceremonial burning to mark social or political transition. Sacred council fires. The Cherokee Nation maintained a sacred fire at their seat of government. When forced west during the Trails of Tears, they carried the live embers from this fire to their new homes in Oklahoma to maintain their national continuity. Modern eternal flames across the U.S. Beyond the White House, numerous eternal flames services at civic shrines across the country. National heroes, the eternal flames at the King Center in Atlanta honors Martin Luther King Jr. That was a ritual. While the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Maryland maintains a flame to honor those who lost service. Tragedies and remembrance, y'all. In order for something to be a staple, there has to be a death, a sacrifice. All these things we've been looking at are national sacrifices in front of us, in our eyes. In New York, an eternal flame memorial in Hawaii serves as sites for reflecting of September 11 attacks in Pearl Harbor. There was a ritual. Natural eternal flames in the western New York, and the Eternal Flames Falls features a natural methane leak behind a waterfall that stays lit year-round. Y'all, they're doing water and fire rituals right in our face, which is believed to have been used by Native Americans for thousands of years. Roman architecture in U.S. capitals. The founders, particularly Thomas Jefferson, believed that the Roman spherical architecture, like the Pantheon, was the best model for a republic. The U.S. Capitol is designed to be a temple to the sovereign of the people. Who is the sovereign? Sovereignty of the people. Who you want to be sovereign? Who do you want to have sovereignty from? Creator Yah's laws. They want sovereignty from the Creator Yah's laws. Its dome was inspired by the Pantheon of Rome, symbolizing Rome's symbol like the bald eagle and the falcons, bundles of rods, and the goddess of liberty are ubiquitous in these buildings, intended to project a sense of authority, order, and democracy. Would you like to see visual guides of the zodiac imagery inside the Capitol, exploring the mathematical portions used in Jefferson's neoclassic design? Yes, I would. And this is going to be the end of this. Y'all, we need to pray. We need to pray against these things. See, when you vote is cutting yourself to bleed. You're bleeding for these things. You're doing a ritual to keep these things in power. These deities, what y'all showing me. But we have to be a flame against this. Against the establishment of Esau. You got to be a flame against it. Are you ready to be a flame against this? The neoclassic architecture of the U.S. Capitol and designs of Thomas Jefferson are rooted in a faction of mathematical precision and celestial symbolism. These structures were intended to be a temple of reason, using ancient proportions to validate a new democratic order. Y'all trying to get righteousness out of some people who want injustice, out of people who wants to be free of righteousness and justice. Because y'all's the one that teaches righteousness and justice. You're never going to get it from these people because they want to be sovereign from those things. These people say, I want to be sovereign from the laws of the Creator Yah. Zodiac imagery in the U.S. Capitol and the Library of Congress. The U.S. Capitol campus contains several different references to the zodiac, often hidden in plain sight as part of its temple aesthetic. The Zodiac Corridor, located in the north end of the Burmatic corridors. Didn't we just read that? Senate's wings. The ceiling features the 12 signs of the zodiac painted on the fields of blue. Liberty of Congress, Jefferson Building. They want to be liberated from the laws of the Creator Yah. The Great Hall. The marble floor of the Great Hall contains brass inlays of the 12 signs of the zodiac. Main reading room dome. A ring of zodiac symbols is featured in the mural Human Understanding. They want human understanding instead of understanding the laws of the Creator Yah. Inside the eye, it's called human understanding. Inside the iconic dome, though they are difficult to see from the floor. The hypothesis of Washington, while not strictly zodiacal, the massive fresco in the Capitol Rotunda depicts George Washington surrounded by 13 maidens represent the original colonies. That's more than the 13 maidens. Those are deities under a rainbow. Go look, read the Testament of Solomon about these different deities. You're going to know who that 13 is. The celestial motif that mirrors the ancient depictions of the deities in the heavens. Didn't I just tell you? Jefferson mathematical proportions. Thomas Jefferson was intoxicated with proportions, often calculating dimensions down to 1/100th of a foot to ensure they followed the classical rules. The classical rule. What's classic? What's classical? Do y'all know what these things are that they're worshiping at the feet of? And you're doing it too? The Rotunda, UVA. This was designed as a half-scale interpretation of the Pantheon in Rome. Jefferson specifically noted that the 77-foot diameter was exactly half that of the Pantheon, making it 1/4 the area and 1/8 the volume. He described the dome as a sphere within a cylinder. Geometric shape. Jefferson favored the octagon and the cube. Who worship an octagon and who worship cubes? Popular force. His private retreat was designed as a mathematical perfection of the octagon. The cube room at the center of the popular forest is a dining room that is a perfect cube, which Jefferson considered an ideal geometrical form. Y'all, in my dream, I was surrounded by all this wickedness and this nastiness, and everywhere I went, it was there. It has to fall. Y'all said we will be protected from this. All we have to do is ask. Call in y'all's name and we'll be saved. The Virginia State Capitol, modeled after the Maison Carré, an ancient Rome temple in France. It was built to embody rational principles that Jefferson believed govern both nature and society. Celestial alignments and city layout. While debated by historians, many researchers point to intentional alignments with Washington, D.C.'s layout, the Virgo Triangle. Some argue the Capitol and the White House and the Washington Monument form a triangle that mirrors the star Regulus, Arcturus, and Spices, the major stars of Virgo. August 10th alignment. On that day, the sun sets directly over Pennsylvania Avenue. When viewing the Capitol, historically, this corresponds to a time when the sun is in constellation Virgo. It's just a ritual right in our face. Look at that. Look at that down there. Right in our face, a ritual. Right in our face. Library of Congress, planetarium. Jefferson originally intended for the interior of the UV Rotunda Dome to be a planetarium with movable stars, a project that was finally realized in 2019 using modern lighting system. They invoked it in 2019. They invoked this ritual in 2019. Let's go back. Why am I doing that? Specific promise that Yah will protect the Creator's people from water and fire. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. It's found in Isaiah 43:2. While Isaiah 11 focused on the Messianic kingdom, peace, and gathering of the remnant, Isaiah 43 specifically promises divine protection through the trials. When, not if. The text indicates that trials, water, and fire are inevitable, but they will not consume the believer. Presence over the prevention. The Creator Yah promised to be with the Creator's people in the midst of the trial rather than keeping them from ever entering it. Total protection. The water would not overwhelm. The fire would not burn. Reason for protection. Reason for protection. The Creator Yah declares the Creator, the authority, your power, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior, Isaiah 43:3, asserting that those the Creator protects are precious and honored. Isaiah 11 highlights the peaceful, just reign of the branch of Jesse, who would gather the people. The knowledge of the Creator Yah states that the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Creator Yah at the waters covering the sea, creating a holy mountain where nothing harms or destroys. Final safety. Isaiah 43:2 promises protection through the early trials. Isaiah 11 promises a final state where all dangers and destructions are removed. The combining promise of Isaiah 11 and 43 that is while believers may experience intense challenges represented by fire and water, they are ultimately preserved by the presence of the Creator Yah and are moving towards a future of complete peace and safety under the authority of the Creator Yah. But no, now, this is what the Creator Yah, your Creator, this is what the authority, your Creator says, O Jacob, and Yah, who formed you, O Israel, do not fear. I have redeemed you from captivity. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overwhelm you. And when you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched, nor will the flame burn you. For I am the Creator Yah, the authority, your power, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I have given Egypt to the Babylonians as your ransom, Cush, ancient Ethiopia, the sea, and the Sebia, its province, in exchange for you. because you are precious in my sight. You are honored and loved, and I love you. I will give other men in return for you and other peoples in exchange for your life. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bring your offsprings from the east, where they are scattered, and gather you from the west. I will say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not hold them back. Bring my sons from far away and my daughters from the ends of the earth. For everyone who is called by my name, I have created for my glory, who I have formed, even whom I have made. Bring out the people who are blind, even though they have eyes, and deaf, even though they have ears. All the nations have gathered together, so that the peoples may be assembled. Who among them, the idolaters, can predict this, that Judah would return from captivity and proclaim to us the former events? Let them provide their witnesses, so that they may be justified, and let them hear and say in acknowledgement, it is the truth. You are my witnesses, declares the Creator Yah, and my servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe and understand that I am the Creator Yah. Before me there is no power formed, and there will be no power after me. Only I, am the authority, and there is no Savior besides me. I have declared the future and saved the nations, proclaimed that I am power, and there is no strange, alien power among you. Therefore, you are my witnesses among the pagans. Declare the Creator Yah, the authority, that I am power, even from eternity. I am the Creator, power and authority, and there is no one who can rescue from my hand. I act, and who can revoke or reverse it? This is what the authority, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, says. For your sake I have sent one to Babylon, and I will bring down all them as fugitives, even the Chaldeans who reign in Babylon, into the ships over which they rejoice. I am the authority, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. This is what the authority says, the power says, the Creator Yah says, the Creator who makes a way through the sea, a path through the mighty water. Do y'all see what is Yah saying right here? The Creator who brings out the chariots and the horses and the armies with the mighty warrior. They will lie down together, and they will not rise again. They have been extinguished. Their fire hasn't been extinguished, y'all. They have been put out like the lamps wick. Woo, woo. Y'all finna blow out their fire. Do not remember the former things or ponder the things of the past. Listen carefully. I am about to do a new thing. Now it will spring forth. Will you not be aware of it? I will even put a road in the wilderness, rivers in the desert. The beasts of the field will honor me, jackals and ostriches, because I have given waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. The people who I formed for myself will make known my praise. Yet you have not called on me in prayer and worship, O Jacob, but have grown weary of me, O Israel. Oh, you have not brought me your sheep and goats and your burnt offerings, nor honored me with your sacrifices. The sacrifices, the bulls of our lips, people. I have not burdened you with offerings, nor wearied you with demands of offerings of incense. Yah does not ask us to do that. Those are the rituals that we learned in these two different videos. You have not bought me sweet cane with money, nor have you filled me with the fat of your sacrifices. Why? Because these sacrifices are to these deities of the fire and the deities of water. Y'all never asked for these things. But you have burdened me with your sins. You have wearied me with your wickedness. I am the Creator Yah, who wipes out your transgressions for my own sake, and I will not remember your sins. Remind me of your merits with a thorough report. Let us plead and argue our case together. State your position that you may be proven right. Your first father Jacob sinned, and your spokesmen, the priests and the prophets, your mediators, have transgressed against me. So I will profane the officials of the sanctuary, and I will consign Jacob to destruction, and I will subject Israel to defamation and abuse. Why, y'all? Why? 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 I showed you all the riches we're doing and we're allowing it on the land. Yah says in Ezekiel chapter 9. Let's go. The visions of the slaughter. Then in my vision I heard him cry out with the thunderous voice, saying, Approach now, executioners of the city, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand. Behold, 6 men, angelic beings, came from the direction of the upper gate, which faces north, each with his battle axe in his hand. And among them was a certain man clothed in linen. The linen clothed of the 7 angels denotes his superior rank. Certain man, that has to be Michael, because Michael is the highest angel, with a scribe's writing case on his side. They entered and stood beside the bronze altar, and then the Shekinah glory and brilliance of the Creator Yah, the power of Israel, the cloud, went up from the cherubim on which it had rested and stood above the threshold of the Creator Yah's temple. And the Creator Yah called to the man clothed with linen, who had the scribe's writing case on his side. And the Creator Yah said to him, Go through the midst of the city, throughout all of Jerusalem, and put a mark on the foreheads of the men who sighed in distress and grieved over the repulsive acts which are being committed in it. Being committed in the land. In my book, it has the land. In Ezekiel 9, let me go to Ezekiel 9 in my book. So what is the repulsive acts that are happening? I done showed y'all in these two videos. What is the repulsive acts that is happening. And then the glory of the Creator Yah, the power of Israel, ascended from atop the cherubim on which it had been going to the threshold of the temple. And the Creator Yah called to the man clothed in linen, and arms whose loins was the scribe's slave. And the Creator Yah said to him, Pass through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and mark a sign on the foreheads of the men who sigh and moan for all the abominations that were in Jerusalem. And then the Creator Yah says to those within my earshot, Pass through the city behind him and smite. Let your eyes not spare, and do not have compassion. Old men, young men, maidens, children, women shall you slay to utter destruction. But do not approach any man whom is the side. Begin with my sanctuary. So they began with the elders who were before the temple. And the Creator Yah said to them, Defile the temple and fill the courtyards with the slain. Go forth and say, They went and they go forth. So they went forth and smote throughout the city. But to the others I heard him say, follow him, the man with the scribes writing case throughout the city, and strike. Do not let your eyes have pity. Do not spare anyone. Utterly slay old men, young men, maidens, little children, women. But do not touch or go near anyone whom is marked. Begin at my sanctuary. So they began with the old men who were in front of the temple, who did not have the Creator Yah's mark on their forehead. And he said to the executioners, defile the temple, fill the courtyards with the dead, go out. So that they went out, struck down the people in the city as they were executing them, and I alone was left. I fell face downward and cried out, alas, the Creator Yah, our power, will you destroy all that is left in Israel, the whole remnant, by pouring out your wrath and indignation on Jerusalem? And then the Creator Yah said to me, the wickedness, guilt of the house of Israel and Judah is extremely great. The land is full of blood, and city is full of perversion and injustice. For they say, the Creator Yah has abandoned the land, and the Creator Yah does not see what we are doing. But as for me, my eyes will have no pity, nor will I spare, but I will bring their wicked conduct upon their own heads. And then behold, the man clothed in linen, who had the scribe's writing case at his side, reported, I have done just as you have commanded me. Judgment on the earth. Behold, the Creator Yah lays waste to the earth, devastates it, twists and distorts its face, and scatters its inhabitants. And the people will be like the priest, the servant like his master, and the maid like her mistress, and the buyer like the seller, and the lender like the borrower, and the creditor like the debtor. As the Creator Yah, impartial judgment of sin comes on all, the earth will be completely laid waste and utterly pillaged. For the Creator Yah has spoken this word. The earth dries up and crumbles away. Dries up. Yah says, I'm going to strike it, and we're going to walk over on dry shod. And the world dries out and crumbles away. And the exalted of the people of the earth fade away. Who are the exalted of the people? That is Mastema and its spirits. The earth also is polluted by its inhabitants, because they have transgressed the laws, violated statutes, and broken everlasting covenant. Therefore, a curse devours the earth, and those who live on it suffer the punishment of their guilt. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned under the curse of the Creator Yah's wrath, and few people are left. The new wine mourns, the vine decays, all the merry-hearted sighs and groan. The mirth of the tambourines ceased. The noise of those who rejoice ends. The joy of the harp ceases. They do not drink wine with song. Strong drink is bitter to those who drink it. The city of chaos is broken down. Every house is shut up so that no one may enter. There is an outcry in the streets concerning the wine. All jubilation is darkened. The joy of the earth is banished. Horrible desolation is left in the city, and the gates is battered into ruins. So it will be in the midst of the earth among the peoples, as the shaking of an olive tree, and the gleaning when the great harvest over the only a little of the fruit remains. They who have escaped and remain raise their voices, and they shout for joy. They rejoice from the Mediterranean Sea in the majesty of the Creator Yah. Therefore, honor and glorify the Creator Yah in the east, in the regions of the light. Name the name of the Creator Yah, the power of Israel, honor the Creator Yah's name in the coastlands and islands of the Mediterranean Sea. From the ends of the earth will hear song, glory and honor to the righteous one, the Creator Yah. But I say, I waste away. Woe to me, the treacherous deal treacherously. Indeed, the treacherous deal treacherously. Terror and pit of destruction and snare comfort you. And snare comfort you, O inhabitants of the earth. What is the snare? It's by El. What is the snare? It's by El. What is the snare? What is the snare? Confront you, the inhabitants of the earth. What's the snare? Then it will be that he who flees at the sound of terror will fall in a pit, and he who comes up of the pit will be caught in a snare. And the windows of the heavens open, and the foundations of the earth tremble, and the earth is broken completely apart, and the earth is split apart, and the earth is shaken violently, and the earth reels back and forth like the drunkard, and sways like a shack. His transgressions lies heavily upon it, and it will fall and not rise again. So it will happen in that day that the Creator Yah will visit and punish the hosts, the fallen angels of heavens on high, and the kings of the earth on earth, and they will be gathered together. All prisoners are gathered in the dungeon, and they will be shut up in prison. And after many days, they will be visited and punished. Then the full moon will be embarrassed, and the sun ashamed. For the Creator Yah, the authority of the hosts of the heavens and earth, will reign on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem. And the Creator Yah's glory and brilliance will shine before the areas. Hallelujah. Thank you, Yah. And Yah says that not one prophecy will fail. I give praise to the Creator Yah and Yah alone. Hallelujah.